The battle begins shortly, heroes.
Welcome in, everybody, into the Nexomania series. We're here in Division B, if I'm not mistaken. My name is Bahamut, and on the left-hand side, we have got Mango Supremacy with a Chromie, Diva, Diablo, Rhaegar, and Tychus. The right side of the map for Garden of Terror in this best-of-3 series, we got ourselves a Roll 1 Esports with a Johanna, Samuro, Cassia, Zagara, and Deckard Cain. 2025 has finally started for real, because Bahamut is casting Heroes of the Storm. I like it. Let's get into it, everyone. We got player vision, all that good stuff set up. Welcome into Nexomania, Grassroots Esports, run by the CCS crew. Big shout out to them for keeping some Grassroots Heroes of the Storm and such going for all you lovelies at home. But here we go. Level 1 for Diva is actually going to be going into the Liquid Cooling. We got some Siege into the bottom lane coming out from Zagara and friends, which will force the rotation out from mid lane of Mango Supremacy, but I don't believe there's going to be any sort of kills to be had. Some creep will be spread across the ground. A vial drop down from our Zagara. She does have the Corpse Feeders level 1. Infested drop, excuse me. It's also going to be seeing Chromie with once again the first time for that level 1. Deckard Cain is going to be making some shapes and getting the Scroll of Sealing, or Scroll of Identify. Scroll of Sealing having that armor debuff at 15 marks, or 15 stacks for 10 for 4 seconds. And then at 30, quest completed, you have 15 armor reduction for 6 seconds. And then it's an uncapped quest, so you can continue stacking up for the extra damage, because you permanently increase the damage by 2 for every stack. I'd like to see Scroll of Stone Curse later on. I think these synergize well together. I'd also like to see cooldown reduction at level 4 on the, or level 7, excuse me, for the Heraldric Cube. We could see Emerald would be a good way to deny the Ancestral Healing value at level 7. It's going to be up to the Deckard Cain player, but I like to take the Heraldric Cube cooldown on enemy heroes so that way I can basically get more roots out. But of course, denying 75% of the Ancestral Healing, or any healing, for 4 whole seconds, that's massive in Heroes of Storm. That Horror Anomaly is going to be your level 4 for Chromie. She gets her talents early. Some camps being grabbed around the map, as we also see Diva on the mini-map in the top left, as well as Johanna, Cassie, and another in the top right, grabbing that Bruiser camp for top lane, or Bruiser camp. Siege Giants in mid to be cleared away, just skimming through our level 4s that are coming through. What's Tychus going to be considering here? Is he going to go for stacks, or are we going to be seeing possibly bigger they are to get that chunk into Johanna? Granted, she does have that shield glare and has Zealous Killer level 1 for the extra charge. Going to be going into Master Assassin, so looking for those 15 kills for the extra 10%, excuse me, 15% attack speed. But passively, which does affect Odin as well, you have the 10% from Master Assassin. So I'm assuming we'll see an Odin level 10 in top lane. Diva will lose her mech. The wave and everything is being pushed heavily into the fort right now. First seed of the game is going to be spawning in the bottom right, as Chromie chases Johanna out of mid lane. Tychus in the bottom with the overkill, just trying to clear out a bit of the minion wave and maybe some of the Cigar creep, but doesn't look like he's able to do too much of that. Did hear the Diva mech coming back down to top lane. She has a mech explosion ready to go, and we'll see if Everhard decides to activate that, or might save it for the objective phase. Speaking of, Chromie, Diablo are already going to be working on the objective area. What rank are these people? I have no idea. You'll have to ask someone who comes in from Nexomania. I do not see any breakdown. Actually, there's a Season 6 rule set, so maybe I can take a peek at that and that'll explain things, but there are... What division? Sorry, I'm trying to look here really quickly. I think there's like Division A through D, so I would say this is like high-tier players, probably Platinum area. Platinum Diamond, I would guess. Level 7s are almost here on both sides. Johanna stepping up in the bottom, looking for a condemn onto the Tychus. Can't find anything. Diva still holding onto that mecha explosion. Next seed will be in the top center of the map. Diablo comes down to the bottom lane, lands the Shadow Charge with no wall bang for Velvet, who comes right back in with a fend into the face of this Tychus, who was blinded, but that blind has ended, and now the minigun rains in damage. A lot of potions put down on the ground from Wanaba. But Diablo finds the Shadow Charge. We will point out that Subdue was finished up by the Johanna and all this, so Rock Your World at least gets some sort of consolation prize in that level 4, so now you get a 80% slow on any enemy hero hit, rather than having the 2-player hit condition. We got matching gambles. Thank you all so much for participating. Completely forgot that that was going on, and thank you very much. We got 3.5 to 3.2 on our two teams, as Samuro, Zad is able to rotate into top lane with the Windwalk. Level 10s are almost here, so we're going to continue to do what we always do, cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what the damage healing experience looks like so far in this map number 1. As Zagara and Decker Kane ignore the objective phase, they'll continue pushing into bottom. 2 out of 3 seeds for the side of Mango Supremacy. Bottom lane, they're able to back away before any rotation comes down. Chromie putting down some time traps. We got some roaches to be cleared away as well. Johanna working on the top right camp. Actually, no, she'll give that away. Or at least stop that, excuse me. Next seed spawning in the bottom left. Should see the announcement for that momentarily. It's a pretty low cooldown from when the seed is gathered to when the next one is spawned. Boom. Like 2 months off from casting, and my intuition on objective timings are still good. KLA and friends will grab this left side siege camp. Could be Garden Terror spawning on the left side for our blue squad of Mango Supremacy, but Roll 1 Esports might fight back, and this Zad is still working on a camp in the top right. 7 seconds to go on the objective announcement. Some time traps spread around. I think Chromie's going to be able to catch. Ooh, she catches, I think, the Decker Kane right there. Diablo lands a Fire Stomp damage, but that's really about it. Mech Explosion still available from Everhard as a scroll of ceiling goes down from Decker Kane. Zones KLA back for a moment. Some banelings from Zagara do the same, or at least interrupt. There's going to be a Mecha dunk into the enemies. Nice placement on that. It's a 3 enemy heroes. Diablo's got his level 10, so we'll have the reduced soul consumption. We do have the Falling Sword from the Johanna for that cleanse the allies around as Decker Kane, or Diablo activates his Lightning Breath. Chromie will be going down to the Zagara. Diva will lose her mech, but manages to land the big shot and takes down the Zagara, so a little bit of a trade right there. 1 for 1. So Chromie will be back up in 10 seconds. Big shot again, onto the Decker Kane. A lot of low health bars on the right, but the same can be said about these blue members for Mango Supremacy. Roll 1 Esports might be able to roll over the enemy team, but no, Johanna goes down. There's going to be a scroll of healing down from the Decker Kane, lands the root, and the armor debuff onto KLA, who gets the Ancestor healing with, like, no mana available. I can't believe it. It is actually going to be Kanai's cube, which is going to be reducing damage of enemy heroes hit by the Haradra cube by 30% for 3 seconds. Wow. The lay onto the Rhaegar right there. Oh, the armor debuff, by the way, was not coming out from Decker Kane. He is only at 10 stacks currently. So he had no armor debuff available. Might have been some of those Smurl auto attacks. Valkyrie coming out from the Cassia, finds Chromie from the back line. She's pulled out of position, and that's going to be a Diablo with a Shadow Charge onto 1. Chromie still goes down to the Johanna in the end. And this is a Diva boosting in. Bunny Hop available, gets 1 stun onto Velvet. We'll get a second one right there as it expires. Tychus on the left side a little bit low, working his way back into all of this as Rhaegar has maybe a chain heal. Some healing over time is available. Another Lightning Breath from the Diablo coming out as that will be the Cassia cooked up. Diva mech will be lost. And this fight over the seed looks like it's going to go the way of Mango Supremacy. One more delay from the Johanna with a shield glare, but here comes the Garden Terrors. Meanwhile, by the way, there were Siege Giants in the top lane pushing onto the fort, getting tons of value. Bottom lane had Siege Giants and Catapult and such pushing down here. So that'll be Garden Terror pretty far back in bottom lane. Mid lane is about midway, and top lane is about 50%. As well. Seems like the call is to pushing through mid. We didn't really talk about heroics outside of what we saw in the last fight, but we've got a Temporal Loop, Bunny Hop, Lightning Breath, Ancestor Healing, and the Odin available for Tychus. On the opposing side, Falling Sword, Blade Storm, Samura. We've also got the back of Valkyrie for Cassia. Our Devouring Maw, as well as the Stay While and Listen for Zagara and Decker Kane. Blanked on Zagara's there for a second. Odin will expire, but the Garden Terror is 50% in mid lane. Zagara's already managed top lane. Bottom lane getting pushed back or cleared away by the Samura, but Diva seems to be getting a little bit of siege in this. Keep in mind, the Garden Terror spawned all the way back over here. And Garden Terrors will lose HP every time they auto attack. So it seems like the call is get mid lane fort, rotate to top, take that down as well. Maybe clear out a little bit of the Zagara creep, and it looks like they'll get quite a bit of it. Diablo with the Fire Stomp trying to get something to return through all of those. They get another one cleared away. Rhaegar with his lightning shield or barrier is able to pick up a couple, or reveal a few of those creep tumors, and that'll be most of top lane cleared away. Actually, I think all of top lane cleared away. Alright, well, Siege Giants over here on the left side, grabbed by the members of Mango Supremacy. D.Va working through Siege Giants for the mid lane. Cassie and friends on the top right. We'll be seeing our Samuro working for the Bruiser camp, the Siege camp in bottom lane. Diablo with maybe an invade here. He's got the time for it. Samuro has to use the Windwalk, teleport. Diablo goes right back in. The Devouring Maw does not catch the Diablo. He's got one little, he's got 1 foot on the edge of that, outside of that. Devouring Maw's Ancestral, the Ancestral Healing will go out. It is going to be, Tyke still going down. There was a Falling Sword from the Johanna, as well as Stay a While Listen from Deckard Cain. Tyke is the only one to go down. It looks like it's going to be Siege Giants pushing in through top. Thanks for the lurk, Rommel. Appreciate it, bud. Alright, our next round of seeds are going to be spawning here. Top right will be the first one. 0 out of 3 seeds on both sides. Level 16 almost here as well. We're actually going to be seeing Pew 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 for the D.Va at level 13. No pilot mode for her. No good to go, if you will. Dr. Evil, the Zagara, hearthing off for full mana. Objective phase up in 2 or 3 seconds here. Dem from the Johanna just trying to pull these sappers to the side. Velvet looking for the channel, but the Cassie is interrupted, or at least threatened by the enemy. Samuro popping mirror images, swapping to one to back away. We have Johanna activating that Iron Skin to look to get out of this engagement. At least get to a safer positioning. Bunny Hop activation by the D.Va. Will get the stun onto 2. Diablo finds the Shadow Charge. Falling Sword from Johanna won't be enough. And she and Cassia go down as KLA is trying to chase down that Deckard Cain, but it doesn't seem like he'll find the kill. Little Sakuchi Windwalk activation by Zad, and this will be a Neva Garden Terrace seed over to the side of Mango Supremacy as Commandeer Odin has been summoned in the top lane and starts working on the keep front gate. Catapult back in this, which is going to help out with a little extra siege on top of everything. Currently dealing 380 into structures, so there's going to be double damage from base, which is 190. Odin has expired. The minion wave has been thinned out. Chromie throws back a couple deep breathing or dragon breaths. Meanwhile, Samuro's doing his best to push things up in mid, so he can at least try and pull in some experience.
A seed has been planted. It will sprout before you know it.
Diablo just using one of the mirror images just to get in here faster. Doesn't have any Shadow Charge talents. It's going to be full Firestomp build for him. Tychus has found the real Samuro, but he's going to activate mirror images, and yeah, that's that armor debuff I was talking about earlier. I believe it's level 1. Way of the Blade, level 1 indeed. Zagara discovered by the Diablo. Little Firestomp through, some body blocks as well. Dr. Evil slowed and really harassed here. Tychus looks like they were a little late rotating in. Good Earth Grasp Totem to slow down 2 members here. Temporal Loop onto Velvet. Falling Sword from the Johanna afterwards. As the D.Va mech will be lost. She does not have... Or excuse me, she had Mech Explosion, just couldn't activate it. Good stay one. Listen to follow up the kill onto D.Va, Pilot, and Mech. Unfortunately, it does not look like Tez will be taken down. And we'll see 1 out of 3 seeds on both sides. Looks like it should be, yeah, 1 out of 3 for both teams, unless Diablo and friends want to delay this, but D.Va's still dead for 20 seconds. Yeah, I think you just let the enemy team have this. Equal seeds. Samuro once again in mid lane pushing things up. We've got no experience difference right now, or a deficit. There was about a level and a half lead to the side of Mango Supremacy, but Roll 1 Esports have really found some late game value. And also keep in mind, Corrosive Saliva's there for the Zagara. You've got the minus 10 armor for 4 seconds from Scroll of Identify. Currently, Samuro, of course, can also lower physical armor with those auto attacks from the level 1 talent. It's not looking too bad for a potential comeback for Roll 1 Esports in the latter half of this game, but the early game has been very much in favor of our blue side squad, Mango Supremacy. 7 stacks on the Master Assassin for Tychus.
You would best be ready to gather
Another 8 to go on that if he wants the extra 15% on top of that 10. Real Samuro was not revealed, as he does have that little teleport from the Sakuchi. Close game, though. Honestly. Like, structurally, it does not look that way. Actually, no, it really is pretty close, because you have this mid lane fort that's at 20-something%, maybe. Might be taken down by Zagara here, which will be even structures across the board. Mirrored, if you will, through the middle line. Eva goes in with the boost. There's going to be a bunny hop as well. Falling Sword from the Johanna to try and stop the stun from coming through. A nice Devouring Maw. But a lot of these heroics from the side of Roll 1 Esports are used in a defensive manner, and they're just trying to back away currently. Another Firestorm from Diablo. He finds a Shadow Charge. Big Mecha Explosion. Huge stay a while and listen. But unfortunately, the Mecha Explosion got that activation, and Decker Kane was stuck there reading it a story. You can press the R button again to cancel that, but I think he was just really trying to... I think maybe he thought he would live or something? What's the Deckard overkill? No, there's no way. Okay, yeah, 419 overkill on that one. I don't know, maybe he didn't think it would kill him. Maybe he couldn't press R fast enough. I don't know. Either way, nice Mecha Explosion from D.Va. Samuro is pushing things up in bottom lane. Blade Storm does give armor. Tries to push up the wave a little bit, but D.Va's making quick work of the wave.
Soon you will have another seed to gather.
Level 20 almost here, faster on the left side. We got a quarter level to go on that. Half a level on the right. Garden Terror Seed bottom left of the map, and Mango Supremacy. If they can get this, Garden Terrors will be spawning in all 3 lanes. Pretty deep in top and mid. D.Va's pushing up bottom lane. But with a quarter level to go or so, I think you just have to give this away on Roll 1 Esports. No, they're going for it. They're going for it.
Do what must be done.
Now 20s, there's a potential. Nope. Nope. They didn't even get an interrupt on the person channeling. Hellgate in from Diablo with the level 20. There's going to be a Lightning Breath activation as well. The Falling Sword from Johannes not enough to save the old man, and he gets to go have some Werther's Originals back at the retirement home for the next 56 seconds as the Valkyrie from Cassia does go out, but it's Cassia still going down. Samuro trying to take down KLA and will be able to do so. Zad got a little bit of revenge there, but it still is a triple kill in Garden Terror phase in favor of Mango Supremacy. Top lane fort is going to be keeps going to be taken down here. Garden Terror pushing in. Is this call to go core? By the way, Tychus has 12 of 15 stacks. We just don't see it this high often. Getting Master Assassin finished out is actually bonkers value. 25% attack speed buff, like humongous. Samuro trying to take down Amy here. Can Zad get it? Excuse me, Shadow Charge from Diablo. Displaced a little bit. Amy's still really low here. A couple hundred HP, like 300 or so. But it looks like Garden Terrors will be ending. Decker, Kane, and friends will be able to manage bottom lane, and the camp calls are coming out from the members of Mango Supremacy. 12 to 6 in kills, and 21 to just about 21 here. So about a half a level lead, if you would. Zagara does have the level 20 Pack Instinct, which is nice, big bolster in damage. We do have Decker Kane with Bottomless Flask. I mean, I get it, but also, like, Perfect Gems is insane, especially if you're going for, you know, you've got Ruby value, you've got Kanai's Cube as well, so 30% damage reduction for 4 seconds, which I believe is basically the cooldown of your Herodra Cube with Perfect Gems, so, I don't know, Perfect Gems is so very good, and I get the reasoning for Bottomless Flask. use a Potion of Revival, by the way, at level 13. Hellgate in from Diablo, Lightning Breath activation on top of that, and Cassia gets burned down. 13 of 15 stacks for the Tychus as the Odin is out. Big red button getting some big damage in the backline onto the keep, as well as zoning a few of the enemies in this bottom lane. Samura on the left side, once again zoned by the Diablo, and some of the Chromie splash damage. He uses the small teleport to jump over where his allies are, but the keep in bottom lane does go down, and the members of Mango Supremacy are pushing in. Is this now the core call that they need, or is it just getting another major structure down in another lane? Seems like it's the latter of the two. Diablo may be fishing for an angle, but I don't think he's going to find that angle he wants. Looks like they'll back away here. Next seed spawning in the top center of the map. And right now, it has been 6 seeds in total to the side of Mango Supremacy, 1 to the side of Roll1 Esports. 11 of 12 stacks on the Bile Drop, level 7. 13 of 15, as I mentioned, for the level 4. 21 of the 30 for the secondary reward for Decker, but as I mentioned as well, that is an uncapped quest, so you can continue building up that extra damage. Subdue was done by the Johannes, so sub done. That was like 3 minutes in-game time or something. It was very early on. Stay while and listen doesn't find anyone, but it does manage to zone. Cassie comes in with the Fen. There's going to be an Ancestral Healing Force under the Diablo. And Farseers will splash him to full. Fire stomps out from Diablo. Diva's got her Mech Explosion available as well. And then our Samuro probably just going to go manage bottom lane. He did go Windstrider at level 20, by the way, so Windwalk cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds. Diablo initiates over here, though. This Deckard is trying to back away. The Devouring Maw interrupts a few things here. Valkyrie from Cassia finds the Diablo. That Rhaegar must have been real worried, and Diablo goes down, but he's got souls to be spent. He'll be back in. Samuro is joined into the fight, and that will be Chromie picked off as well. A massive wave is crashing in through top lane, and we're a little bit late in the game, so those catapults are dealing hefty damage. I don't think that's going to be a game-ending push that they're going to ignore. These players... I believe they'll be able to send one hero back to go manage that. And they'll get their second seed of the game, finally. Shield glares from the Johanna. The Samuro will be hearthing out. He gets interrupted by one archer over here. So this is going to be some catapult damage on the core. It actually will be permanent damage as Samuro's back. He's got a Blade Storm, so he'll activate that, move in. And 15... Wow, actually, like 22% of the core has been damaged right there. Not too bad. And a Fen from Cassia as we jump back over to the left side of the engagement. Fen from Cassia finds the Rhaegar kill. Ancestral was down for still another 2 seconds as we're looking at it now, so... No Ancestral available during that fend or engagement. Chromie dead for the next 7 seconds. Rhaegar just getting picked off. So this is a little bit of breathing room for the members of Roll1 Esports, as they're now going to look to shove in a bit through mid lane with the camp available, and Diva has to boost away. Activates that liquid cooling from level 1. Doesn't need to actively tap the well. It's just a button on the hotbar for her. Samuro continues to push back the top lane. Since there is the fort up here, there's no periodic catapult pressure to match the consistent coming through. In bottom lane, it's a different story, so things don't push as quickly. But back over to this camp in the top left. Diva activates Bunny Hop. Diablo comes with the Shadow Charge. There's going to be a Falling Sword from the Johanna, as well as the upgrade level 20. Stay on listen finds the Cassia, or the Diva Pilot. This is going to be a Cassia Valkyrie pulling Diva Pilot out of position. The camp may have gone over to the side of Mango Supremacy, but Roll1 Esports find another kill. Rhaegar dead for 5 more seconds. Diablo comes in with the Shadow Charge Fire Stomp. Doesn't have souls, by the way, so if he goes down here, he is going to be dead for the full death timer of 60+ seconds. So he looks to back away from Zad, but this Samuro is just sitting on top of him. Fire Stomp heals up a little bit. Diablo Shadow charges in. Little teleport from this Samuro. Will he be able to get away? Pops Mirror Images. Able to get the Windstrider, avoids one of the Chromie shots as well. Diablo trying to chase in, trying to get the reveal. Hellgate in as well. And that's Tychus with 14 of 15 stacks on Master Assassin. But Garden Terror summoned to the right side of the map. Now Garden Terror and bottom lane spawning basically at core, so this will defend, which is nice. They are going to lose some health here. These late game catapults are chunking, my golly gee. And they fixate too. They're fixated on this structure. 26%? 18%? I might have cast a curse this game saying like, oh yeah, they won't lose any core HP from these catapults. They'll be able to manage it in time. No. I'm very wrong on that one. And it's going to be 18% remaining on this right side core with win conditions set through top and bottom, potentially through mid, depending on how the fight goes, for the members of Mango Supremacy. Top lane for it, wanting to save this for the consistent catapult pressure. It's one of their best pushing lanes for the side of Mango Supremacy. Roll 1 Esports are going to have their Johanna Hearth out over here. I don't think she was seen. Yeah, she's fine. So she'll be able to Hearth out safely, get full mana. Enemy team, or I guess the ally team for Johanna will regroup. Enemy team over here, bottom of the map, will be dealing with the Garden Terror that is finally pushed up from all the way at their core, basically, to the sport range, but this will be cleared away quite quickly by Tychus and friends. Shield Glare finds the Diablo. Maybe looking for an overpower, but he won't be able to do anything as the Iron Skin activation from Johanna allows her to back away. Keep in mid lane did go down, so there's that value. You got periodic catapult pressure versus consistent, favoring the side of Roll 1 Esports. 25 minutes in. Let's take a look at the spawning catapult damage really quickly. I am very curious. It is 1,080 damage into structures currently. That is wild. And if you're curious, this core currently has 11,000 points of shielding and just under 4K. So, what's that? 15 attacks from a catapult would end the game. 15 attacks from a singular catapult would win the game. Roughly. Right? Yeah. Actually, maybe even less than that. It might be 14. Either way, it's a scary game right now for the side of Roll 1 Esports and map number 1 of this best of 3 series. Got Johanna Hearthing out here to rejoin the allies back at the Hall of Storms, or near the core, excuse me. Garden Terror Seed is going to be spawning in the bottom center. We should see the announcement for that pretty soon as well. 1 out of 3 seeds to Mango Supremacy. Roll 1 Esports just had their Garden Terror, which pushed things out. And they got a little bit of value. Top lane is pushing in as well, so you're going to need to send someone up to go deal with that if they want to keep this fort alive. There's the announcement of our bottom center location. But right now, they've got 25 seconds. They're going to try and clear this away in top and grab a camp as well. Uh-oh, Valkyrie. Hellgate in from Diablo to create a little bit of space. The Chromie is going to be able to back off just fine. Gets a heal from Rhaegar as well. Little disjointed moment there from the members of Mango Supremacy.
I suggest you do it now.
This is Garden Terror Seed. Maybe Dr. Evil gets it. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get that channel. Bottom lane pushed up a bit here. As I mentioned, the catapults are dealing quite a bit of damage. And keep in mind, the catapults are scaling, so that math that we were saying earlier, yeah, it's changing rapidly. We have 1,136 damage into structures, so it could be closer to, like, I don't know, it could be like 12 shots instead of the 15 potentially we were talking about. KLA with the channel on the left side. Diva activates Bunny Hop. The mecha will go down. No mecha explosion. Johanna takes flight to the sky with Falling Sword, but the pew 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 comes through, and Tychus finishes Master Assassin. That's Decker Kane going to be taken down as well by Chromie. Devouring Mob will find 1, but I don't think it really matters right now. The members of Mango Supremacy moving on in through bottom lane. Amy getting the pings there. I think that's a little bit of a credit to the ally from those around for that finishing out Master Assassin. But here comes Velvet with a fend, with a blind. It seems like the call is go core. We don't have that much damage to deal. We got a Commandeer Odin with 25% attack speed. Yeah, I think this is going to be our game right here, right now, and GG, well played. Mango Supremacy takes map number 1 in this best 3 series here in Nexomania Division B. How do you determine the spawn locations for the seed? It shows on the minimap ahead of time. But, like, Cursed Hollow, the first Cursed Hollow location is always top center or bottom center. It'll never be on the left or right. It'll always be top center or bottom center. A Garden of Terror is RNG. It does feel like it happens in top center or bottom center more often for the first, but literally Garden Terror seeds are pure RNG. I believe it won't repeat the same location, but it just jumps all over the map. Like there's no like math you can do from my understanding on the Garden Terror spawn locations like you can for Cursed Hollow. Like on Cursed Hollow, if it's top center and then top left, the third one will be bottom right, and then it resets again. But that's something we had to learn back in the day because the Blizzard didn't show, I don't know, like a minute and a half ahead of time where the locations for these things will be. It used to just be like it popped up when it popped up, and you just had to kind of know that stuff. You slid into DMs, did you now? Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it.
Prepare yourselves for battle, heroes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Nexomania Division B matches. My name is Bahamut. On the left side, we're going to be seeing Roll 1 Esports down in this best 3 series with an Anubrak, Thrall, Diva, Mephisto, and Stukov. Right side of the map will be Mango Supremacy. We've got a Sonya, Zul'jin, Diablo, Falstad, and... oh, Psycho Pants is playing. I haven't seen Psycho Pants in ages. Brightwing will be played by Psycho Pants.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Psycho I haven't seen Psycho in so long. I hope they're doing well. Either way, let's get into it, everyone. Map number 2 in this best 3 series. We're going to be doing Heroes of Storm casting for the latter afternoon of our stream. So be sure to... grab a beverage, grab some food, get cozy with a blanket, and sit back and enjoy the casting. And Twitch prediction, I guess. Just do that as well. Diablo, KLA, a little bit of role swapping going on right now. As Psycho comes into the game, it looks like our Rhaegar player from last game is going to be on Diablo. We got Valkyrie with this Zul'jin Reckless level 1. 4 stacks already. That's like 20 autos on enemy heroes. Or at least 20 stack value. Diablo low, but will not be taken down. What? Wow. 24 stacks for the man with axes. I thought I had something there. For the troll, there we go. Diablo finds an angle onto a Nubrak, moves in front of the fort front gate. The polymorph from Brightwing is not enough to find the kill. Meanwhile, Sonya and Diva are stuck doing double soak duty while the skirmishes break out in bottom lane and potentially over this camp. Is anyone going to face check the bush and do a Nubrak? Zul'jin taking a hefty amount of damage, trying to back away. Diablo's in the mix, but the allies are zoned by Rock Your World, and they're going to go and stand on the point. They will trade tanks, but who's going to actually be on this point? You got a Zul'jin, Falstad, Brightwing. None of them really want to be there, and Zul'jin does go down as well. It's 2 for 1 in the early game kills, favoring the side of Roll 1 Esports. If that has swayed your prediction by any way or shape or form. First objective phase will be Frozen Punisher in the top lane. Frozen Punisher in the top lane coming up first. Sorry. Turn off my little tea heater there. Nubrak going to be looking for Underking. Did go into Regeneration Master level 1. We do have Mephisto continuing with his Lightning Nova build with the Furious Spark 1 and the Static Barrier level 4. Q build Falstad. I'd actually like to see him go barrel roll range at level 4. Yeah, I like the updraft here. A little bit more mobility and distance created from the enemies who kind of want to dive into your face with the Mephisto, Thrall, and Nubrak. So I do like that quite a bit. One good spread for the Stukov. Sonya reading tooltips. Did go into Tough as Nails level 1. Considering what they want for this level 4 is Diablo can't find an angle onto this Thrall here. Little Feral Spear thrown out. Zul'jin continues to donate some axes in, looking for more stacks. Already at 11. Trying to pick up that extra, trying to get to that 15 mark for the 1.1 range increase to take it to 6.6. Polymorph. And a Golden Slicer axe thrown out as well. Grievous throw, excuse me. Diablo is silenced in that lurking arm from Stukov and will be taken down. 3 for 1 favoring the side of Roll 1 Esports. In this map number 2. Looking like they've woken up after that Garden of Terror 28-minute map, but mid lane managed by the Sonya here. She did go into the slam level 4 with the shattered ground. Diablo picking up... Oh. Hold on. Valkyrie, a new Breck burrows in. Yikes. Yikes forever. What a good gank onto the Zul'jin right there. He maybe got 1 or 2 autos in, but Anubarak and friends find a 4th kill. That bolsters that experience. Level 7 and some change to 6 and, I don't know, 3/4. It's looking really good for Roll 1 Esports in map number 2 here. Stukov also went into low blow level 1. He's got the It Hungers level 4, if I'm not mistaken. Or the Growing Infestation It Hungers is level 13 for the recent. I'd like to see that as well. I have to say, one of the, Here's the Storm has some of the best audio cues for things, and the reset on It Hungers level 13 is just, oh my god, so good. Such a rewarding noise to hear. Alright, Twitch Gamble's closed with 9:30 to 9:30. Hey! We got odds, and we got some channel points that can be won and or lost. Arcanite Axis for the Zul'jin. We got Boomerang for the Falstead, which makes sense with his build. Punisher number 1 of the game. Jumps over onto the Diablo Frozen Punisher. KLA with 300 and some change HP. As the Mecha Explosion from D.Va does zone back the enemies for a moment. Currently going to be having Frozen Punisher locking down the structure here in top lane. Zul'jin pops his trait, trying to just work through the Punisher health bar. Diablo gets taken down on the north side of all of this. The Punisher locking down the structure with those Frozen Nova Blasts. And this is like a 3.5 second root or shutdown on the structure, just about. The healing pathogen goes around to a few allies. Level 10 is almost here. Sonya, meanwhile, in bottom lane was trying to find some sort of counterplay, so that will be bottom lane fort front gate taken down. D.Va's actually boosting in, but it doesn't look like Valk is going to be chased down. And this will be bottom lane fort a little bit below 50%. Next Punisher phase could be bottom or mid. And for either team, I mean, I think it's actually pretty good. Oh no, bottom lane fort front gate is still available on the right side of Mango Supremacy. But the experience is about a 2k difference, but it's about to be a little bit less than that with the camp grab here on the right side. Healing pathogens spread around to a few allies here. We got 10 talents coming up on both, so let's take a look at those. The next objective will be Arcane in the mid lane, and the mid lane was already opened up here. There could be massive... Oh, the phone! The Durance of Hate does not find Valk Slays. Able to back away there. I thought the Sonya was going to get caught out, but not going to be the case. I realize now there's 2 Valks in this game, so I need to make sure I pronounce their entire name. Because there's Valkyrie on the Zul'jin, you have Valk Slays on your Sonya. As I mentioned, though, Arcane Punisher for the mid lane next. Heroics across the board are going to be from the left. Massive Shove, Durance of Hate, Bunny Hop, Thrall is holding level 10. And we got a Cocoon for the Anubarak. On the right side, it will be Wrath of Berserker. By the way, the Thrall went into Earthquake. Wrath of Berserker, we've got the Tostitos, Tostingo, Lightning Breath, Gust, and Blink Heal for the Brightwing. 15, 17 stacks for our Zul'jin right now as that Falstead is in a really rough spot. Able to barrel roll away that updraft level 4, as I mentioned, coming in quite handy. Cocoon onto the Sonya. She's locked over on the left side. Earthquake from Thrall will be probably momentarily in this, or is he just going to go for the immediate root? He's just going for the root, okay. Gust from Falstead kind of pushes people away. Zad boosts in, dunks the Mecha Explosion. Valk Slays, saved by the overpower of Diablo. Moving that Mecha slightly to the left, and this is going to be a Lightning Breath. Bit of healing going into the Diablo as well. Mephisto jumps in with the Lightning Nova. Shade here. Earthquake on the low side of all this from Thrall. If he gets his trait to proc off of that, that would be huge healing since there's so many enemies in this. Tostingo activated by the Zul'jin. He's looking to back away. Keep in mind, I was going to say, keep in mind, the Earthquake has pulsing damage, and Zul'jin was still in that, but it's actually Mephisto getting the last little bit of damage. Valk Slays goes down. Psycho trying to back away with no mana, and Amy on the Falstead will be able to retreat. Meanwhile, mid lane, the Impaler camp and minion wave has crashed onto the fort. Tons of value to be achieved here from the side of Roll 1 Esports. It's 8-1 in kills, and it's looking comfortable for our blue side squad here on Infernal Shrines. Zul'jin baseline stacking 23, Diablo almost full on souls. as most of the heroics are off cooldown except for Lightning Breath, Tostingo, Lightning Breath, and Earthquake. Those are the only 3 on cooldown currently. Everything else available. 2 charges for Brightwing. And our second Punisher will be activated here in the center of the map. What's up, For Real? How you doing, bud? Happy Tuesday to you. Thanks for coming by. We're back doing everyone's favorite thing, and mine, casting. Impale onto Diablo, little spell shield activation, or pixie dust, excuse me, not spell shield. Grievous throw onto Zad right now. Level 13 advantage on the left. We have the Shard of Hate for Mephisto. 19 of 30 regeneration globes, make it 20 out of 30, 21 out of 30. For our Nubarak on that Regeneration Master, 9 more to go, 8 more to go after this minion wave. Zad's got a mech explosion that it could be dunked into the enemy team. There is going to be the level 13 It Hungers for the Stukov. Mech explosion thrown in. It looks like our Diva's going to be heading to top to go deal with that camp that is about to crash onto the fort front gate. And I don't disagree with this at all. You got the talent to advantage. You're going to get the fort in mid. I'd like to see a little bit of... Ooh, that pull did not work for Diablo. He's going to take a heckload of damage. The Durance of Hate will go out. The Lurking Gun from Stukov as well. Valkyrie continues to throw in auto attacks, and these axes have been donated. And a little bit of damage onto the keep, and this is what I wanted to see. A little bit of siege damage and a back away. I just thought for a second with that Punisher jump that possibly Diablo was going to get picked off there. Once again, Sonya pushed up the bottom lane, but she will this time be able to push down the fort with the help of the minion wave and camp. Diva saves top lane. Looks like the fort front gate took a bit of damage. It still is 8-1 in kills, favoring the side of Roll 1 Esports. They've got the level lead advantage, 14.5 to 13.5 just about. Right side camp tagged for a moment, but I believe it's going to get a little bit of lane value, no actual structural value. Camp on the left side will be grabbed as well. Alrighty, not a bad back and forth. Let's take a look at some of the questing talents here, if you're curious for the update while we wait for the Mortar Punisher in the bottom lane to spawn. 24 regeneration glows for Nubarak. He'll get 25 off this wave, maybe even 26 off this wave, potentially. We got 25 baseline stacks for our Zul Jin out of the 30. 59 Q stacks for our Falstad. 36 Arcanite axes back on the Zul Jin. And that's all the questing talents to mention. We do have the level 13 Ensnare. Uh-oh, Sonya in top lane. Is she going to be able to back away? Absolutely. A lot of beetles have been summoned by Rock Your World. Sorry, Rock Your W. But, nothing to be found. I like this possible play before level 16 on the from the right side. I think Mango Supremacy need even talents you're fighting. They could fight it here into the Nubarak, who's going to be pulled out of position. Polymorphed and absolutely deleted. They needed that kill to start equalizing the experience here. Late game kills are really going to start yielding. And let's actually take a look at, and you can see right here, it's 8-2 in kills, and there's less than 3k difference. I mean, I know it's a big 3k, but that one kill really jumped up that experience bar. Now, speaking of experience bars, we have 16 talents here on the left side for the members of Roll 1 Esports. But without their Nubarak for 10 more seconds, it looks like they'll just let this mid lane fort front gate go down. All right. As I mentioned, Mortar Punisher in the bottom lane should be announced pretty soon, actually. Should be available momentarily. Nubarak's back with the crew. I'm apparently out of tea already. Swap to water here in a second.
A shrine gathers power.
All heroics, by the way, are available. 2 charges of Blink for Brightwing as Rock Your World is going to be cocooning the Zul Jin. The Brightwing's so very low, 100 HP. Jumps up to about 300. Lightning Breath activation by the Diablo. Psycho Pants trying to back away and will be going down. The Durance of Fate onto the Falstad as we currently have a massive shove pushing Sonya out of the engagement as well. Earthquake from Thrall goes out, and that will be healer for healer trade as Tostingo is activated by the Zul Jin. He throws back a few autos, but he's trying to back away so he doesn't die at the end of that heroic. And great utilization. Valkyrie will be able to heal up at the end of that. Diva boosts to the left side. Has a Mecha Explosion if they need to zone the enemies back. Nubarak is able to land a beautiful Impale, and the ally team is trying to disengage. Velvet gets pulled out of position, And Valkyrie Zul'jin gets a couple more auto attacks in, but no other kills to be found. Healer for healer, about a 6 seconds difference in their death timers, faster for the Brightwing. She'll be able to probably phase shift back into the engagement. It's 14 to 40 in skeleton defense, out of 40 skeleton defense. Huge impale from a Nubrak, as well as the Mephisto coming through with that Lightning Nova's damage. KLA is healing up quite a bit, but the objective phase continues to rocket up for the side of Roll 1 Esports. Nicely done. Sonya starts working on this right side camp. Rock Your World sees this happening, has a burrow charge, sees the... You can also see the assist ping, but that might have been from someone else, actually. Diablo actually shadow charges a Nubrak right onto the point, and they're able to steal this away with a cocoon onto Falstad, barrel rolling away. Sonya was able to disengage. Diablo's souls were expended, but now Amy's in a precarious position. Will they get the flight? Oh, the root from Thrall! No. Falstad is not able to back away. He does go down, a 9-kill difference, in a 9-kill advantage to the side of Roll 1 Esports as it's 12 to 3. Nubrak follows up the Punisher jump with a burrow charge impale. Huge turrets of hate from the Mephisto with a lurking arm underneath that, and Thrall gets the double kill for the allies. A Brightwing Zul'jin to defend against the Punisher, which is about 50% HP. The Keep front gate does go down to Stukov from minion wave, but Keep is already below 50%. The Punisher jumps over to the Zul'jin. Nubrak plays off that immediately. Tostingo activation, but I think Zul'jin will be taken down here. He gets a couple more autos, but that will be Valkyrie picked off, and they will be out for the next 45 seconds, but I don't think it really matters, as this is going to be map number 2 over the side of Roll 1 Esports. Ladies and gentlemen, our best 3 series is going to go the distance. We're heading to a map number 3. Through Infernal Shrines, another burrow charge, impale combination from a Nubrak, a massive shove from Stukov, a gust from Falstad. The Punisher jumps over, a Diva boosts in, and Falstad does go down to the Stukov damage. The core will fall, and GG well played. Over to the side of Roll 1 Esports, we got a series on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Woo-wee, what a great series that we got going on. All right, everybody. Map number 3 in our first best of 3 of the day. We have got on the left side the members of Roll 1 Esports who are looking for the reverse sweep in this best of 3 series. And ETC, Junkrat, Tyrande, Hogger, and Cassia. Right side of the map will be Mango's Supremacy, looking to shut down the reverse sweep and end this series with a 2-1 score. We got ourselves a Thrall, Falstad, a Nubrak, Nazebo, and Stukov. Sorry, drank too much water too quickly there.
5, 4,
the big question of the game is, will Tyrande hit the first Sentinel? Tyrande. It's first Sentinel. First Sentinel. First Sentinel hits. That means that Roll 1 Esports is going to win. Place your gambles, everybody. Place your Twitch predictions. We got Things of the Deep for our Nazebo, so he's got the 20% range increase. He'll get the 5% spell power at 50 stacks, and another 5%, which will total to 10% at the 100 stack mark. We've got an Echo of the Elements for Thrall. I haven't seen Echo of the Elements in a long time. It's usually been Rolling Thunder, and maybe every so often you'll get a Crash Lightning game. We have our Gathering Storm for the Falstad. Tyrande's going to go for Lunar Blaze. That's not right. Lunar's Blaze. I doubted for 1 second, and I just, you know what? We're just going to fully believe in everything we say today. ETC with Prog Rock, level 1. Cassie upgrading her Fend at level 1 as well. Nothing too crazy to really note at the start. I guess the only thing is maybe like Things of the Deep, but I don't disagree with this. There's a lot of range from the enemy. Like Cassia wants to step up, and so does ETC and a little bit of Hogger, but realistically, having that extra 20% range is just nice around these objective phase areas, as well as just to play a little bit safer for the Nazebo. And spell power on top of that. Welcome back, Turba. Good to see you. Right side, Tez. DC is going to activate a... Wait, hold on. Nice power slide into Lunar Flare, but Tez will not be taken down. Over on the right side of the top of the map, sorry. My directions are wrong. Everhard is up against Zad. Ooh, and this is one of those moments where I'm like, would it have been beneficial to have Rolling Thunder level 1 here instead of Echo the Elements. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Big rotation in the top lane. Hogger kind of baited this Thrall to stay up here for way too long. Staggering blow into the wall into the fend, and first blood over to Roll 1 Esports. We have 1,000 and 9,400. Woo-wee. Blood Ritual for our Gazebo as well. So if an enemy dies while poisoned by Voodoo Ritual, restore 2% of Gazebo of maximum health and mana. I love this talent for ARAMs. Absolutely love this talent in ARAMs. I feel like it is a great way to sustain your health and mana. Because I believe it also procs, excuse me, that's the right word I was looking for. It procs off of minion deaths as well, because it's enemy, it's not enemy hero. Alright. Junkrat in bottom lane. Maybe dove by Tez, but doesn't look like a Nubrak can find any sort of connection with the burrow charge. Psycho being displaced a little bit by that concussion mine. Dr. Evil doing their best to hold on to bottom lane. Meanwhile, in top lane, things are getting pushed in. Everheart backs away. Valk Slays doing their best to throw out some poison, clear out the wave, as well as get more stacks on that level 1 things in deep. Already at 43 stacks, not too bad there. Hey, Bandit, what's up, bud? Sentinel thrown down towards bottom lane. Nubrak still in mid. The top lane push continues. ETC power slides in the Lunar Flare to follow up. Everheart is low. And the zombie wall is massive. 139 HP as the Nubrak comes in, and Cassia is the one to go down. Beautiful counterplay coming out from the side of Mango Supremacy. Bottom lane once again. Fort front gate has been opened up, slowly sieging in. The fort's taken about, let's say about 20% damage. Stukov opening up the side walls as well with one of the slowest auto attacks in the game. Thrall looking for a potential flank here on the Zed, but there's no one else to really go into this engagement. It seems like Thrall actually is chunking into Zed a little bit, but it doesn't seem like the Hogger's too concerned about the situation at hand. Nubrak, or excuse me, not Nubrak. ETC power slides in, face melt, good damage onto Psycho. Psycho gets some assistance from Tez. And that'll be a Nubrak opening up the opportunity to back away. Thank you all for participating in the Twitch gamble. We got 4.5 to 9.4K. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another Sentinel coming up from the bottom of the map here, taking a look over at top lane. Just keep wanting to check on the solo lane matchup because we don't get to see this very often. I feel like a lot of games often focus on just the 4-man rotation. Okay, speaking of, good night, Falstad. We're having bird for dinner, chat. Nubrak maybe looking for a counterplay into top lane. Doesn't land the burrow or impale. Zad able to get the hog wild either way out of that engagement. Bottom lane. We still haven't had a Dragon Knight, by the way. We have not had a single Dragon Knight yet in this game. It's been about 5 minutes in. Everheart holds the Sunshrine. Bit of a lull right now as we're waiting for 10 talent here to come through, and we'll cycle through those other numbers, of course. Want to see what the damage healing experience looks like so far in map 3 of this best of 3 series. And don't worry, chat, if you're enjoying yourself here, we've got more Heroes of Storm action after this. Our casting is not done today. We're doing at least 2 best of 3s, maybe 3. We'll see. Depends how good chat is and depends how much energy I got. Vortipole, Mosh Pit. Got the Starfall from Tyrande. ETC drops a Mosh over here and finds one. There's a lurking arm from Stukov going down on the ground, as well as a burrow charge from a Nubrak. Valk Slays. Looks like they'll be able to back away just fine, as Junkrat did pick up a Riptire level 10, and it's going to be a Valkyrie for the Cassia. Another Valkyrie in the game, a third Valk, if you will. But speaking of heroics, we have heroics picked up on the right side. We've got a massive shove, as well as the big slappy ghost, or the Ravenous Spirit, level 20 being the Annihilating Spirit. We have our Cocoon, as well as Gust, and Sundering for the Thrall. Speaking of Thrall, he's going to finish out his level 4 Frostwolf pack stacks up against this Hogger, so he can now spam the Feral Spirit a little bit more. As well as get the mana return as well. Things of the Deep finished out. ETC finished Proc Rock. There's going to be a stun onto the Anubarak. Face Melt. Anubarak's able to burrow charge onto the camp. Hortipult in from Hogger. Hello? Oh my god. Hogger goes in for the Hortipult. ETC finds the power slide into a Valkyrie. Oh my god. The Lunar Flare just to end it as well. And I want to check here really quickly. Anubarak damage. It was a single auto attack. Okay. Because I saw the Hortipult go in and I was like, he's got so little HP. Was it the fire? No, it was a single auto attack. Still landed onto him and finds that kill. Four to 1 in kills, and yes, as chat is noting, bottom fort did go down during all of that. Top lane fort traded, albeit though bottom fort is more value since you have 1, 2, 3 camps you can feed into bottom lane. Bottom lane is often considered the win condition lane for Dragonshire. Not so much top lane, but hey, you know what? You've taken out the top lane fort. The enemy solo laner, or the Thrall essentially, has no safety area to retreat to, no towers to zone the enemy, no well to go tap. Meanwhile, on the opposing side, the fort front gate and fort is very healthy. But back in the bottom lane, possible skirmish over this Bruiser camp. Doesn't look like it. ETC power slides onto this Stukov. Psycho trying to back away. The staggering blow is pretty good. There's going to be a Lunar Flare coming out. The Gust will interrupt the mosh pit, as the Ravenous Spirit finds a couple slaps onto the ETC, but the big slappy ghost will not take down the Mosh Pit Lord of ETC. Nice try from Valk Slays. Speaking of this Nazebo, 117 plus stacks for this baseline Voodoo Ritual. 12 stacks on the Falstad Q. Not getting that many on this Gathering Storm here, 8.5 minutes in. But I will say this, I think the Falstad's also been doing a lot of just siege in the bottom lane. Let's take a look here really quickly. Yeah, the Falstad's siege damage is 51,000 and his heroic damage is 6.8k, so he's not had many opportunities to brawl into the enemy much. Meanwhile, the Thrall is like 2k ahead because he's constantly just poking at this Hogger, but looks like there's going to be a bit of a change up in top lane. Dr. Evil is rotated up. Everhart will be trying to grab this. Oh, my apologies. Didn't think there was going to be a kill down in bottom lane, but it will be the ETC taken down. No mosh pit for 60 seconds, so it's not like he went in for that. And he also doesn't have any cooldown reduction. Went mic check level 4. The Fend from Cassie is awkward. The Hortipult from Hogger is going to be going in. The Valkyrie does not find the pull that they're hoping for. That's a really good spin, but is there a staggering blow into the wall? The ice block is on time, but I don't think it matters. I think this is still going to be a dead Nazebo as Hogger gets the last bit of damage at the end. Garden Terror available for a moment here, but it looks like Dr. Evil in top lane may take down Everhart, has to activate Wind Fury, throws back the Feral Spirit, maybe trying to get a Frost Wolf trigger. Falstad flying into the top lane to help out, but he's able to barrel roll in, and can they... Oh yeah, there's no one available for the mid lane channel. Anyways, it wasn't even for the side of Roll1 Esports, never mind. ETC back, Nazebo up in 2 seconds. Things of the Deep is, of course, finished out. We're at 130 baseline stacks. Falstad's starting to get a little bit more damage here with 23 stacks, 11 for the Tyrande, 39 for the Taste for Explosions on the Junkrat there, raising that frag launcher grenade damage by 0.2% up to 40%. I got this quest completed one time in an ARAM. That was it. Maybe twice, but yeah. Endless Nades with that and ARAM is actually a really nice combination for the damage increase. Oh, Nazebo in mid lane going down. Apologies. Didn't miss the second kill, as that will be Thrall taken down by the Cassius, and ally pings onto Velvet. Will compliment right there. Nicely done with the Fend. Hogger pushes up bottom lane onto the fort. We currently have Falstad holding onto top. Junkrat may be able to get control over this. ETC with Crowd Surfer level 4. That's why he's able to do that. He also went into the Showstopper after using Power Slide, gained 35 armor for 4 seconds, reducing all damage by 35% during that window. Falstad throws a hammering out, but it looks like Anubarak's able to get to the bottom lane point. Falstad barrel rolls the safety onto the Bruiser camp on the right, which just respawned. Stukov's taking a year and a half to finish out this camp on their own. Sentinel does not get the hit. Rock your world, though. He's found out that Psycho's on this camp. There's going to be a power slide to avoid the zombie wall. Centering from Thrall. A lot of damage onto the ETC. A gust from Falstad to push back the enemy. The Hortipult in from Hogger. May have been a mistake. Looks for the bounce off the wall. Gets a nice little, like, sidewall bounce there. Beautifully done from Zad. Either this kid paid attention in geometry class, or they just know their bounces. We're not gonna say luck. We don't want to take that away from the player. Unfortunately, they zagged when they should have zigged with the rest of the team, and that will be your Hogger going down. Falstead flying into top lane. This is a potential Dragonite over to the side of Mango Supremacy. One delay from Junkrat on the point with a concussion mine. Cassie in the bush. Tyrande right behind. So, frag launcher grenades are one delay. Concussion mine should be second. Nope, lunar flare. They're literally saving the concussion mine. I love it. Love the way that they're playing this defense. Thrall and New Zebra, by the way, are just pushing up bottom lane during all this delay. So there is actually there's still tons of value happening because Thrall and Nazebo siege is pretty decent in my opinion. Valkyrie will not be able to pull Nubrak out of position. The keep front gate has gone down. The siege giants are delivering some nice thick rocks into the keep structure as still prioritizing delay around objective phasing. Junkrat heads to top. Hogger's in bottom for that clear onto the camp. Bot keep will be down to about 75% HP overall. Cassia with a handful of damage into the Anubrak. Pops the Carapace, looks for the Impale, or looks for the Burrow Charge after the Impale, but misses it. ETC comes into the Mosh Pit. That's interrupted by Augusta Falstead. Cassia does go down. Hogger looking for a bounce, but it's not good. He has to cancel early. Able to back away just fine. Anubrak burrows in once again. Is there another Impale? Doesn't need it. There's going to be a Ravenous Spear to slap up Zad. But you know what? Valk Slace is like, I'm taking a couple tower shots here. Let's cancel that early. And we'll go ahead and open up the mid lane further. No Dragonite has been grabbed by either side for this map number 3. In this best of 3 series here on Nexomania Division B.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
By the way, we have the burst fire for the Junkrat at level 7, or level 16. Sentinel a little bit late from Tyrande, unable to get the delay onto the Dragonite. First Dragonite of the game, 14 minutes in just about. It's going to be heading over to the side of Mango Supremacy. Let's see what kind of siege value can be achieved here. Five seconds on the ETC death timer. Dragonite with some Molten Flames opens up the keep front gate. Is there a priority into bottom or is it staying into mid? Seems like they want to continue poking in through mid here and there. The keep is still full HP. No damage has been done yet. It scales with time. Could you imagine you get the first Dragonite in 13 minutes and it's scaled to pre-level 10 value or something? Yeah, no, it's by time. It's a time scaling thing. Everything is just about available. Everything's available on the right side. Mosh Pit up in 7, Horde Bolt in 45. Dragonite's going to be down in 14 seconds or maybe less HP. A little kick onto ETC to create some room to back away. It looks like actually, I think Anubrak canceled that early.
Not anymore.
Oh, there is a cancel button within the Dragonite, so I think he canceled it early, got out of that. That does start the global timer on the next objective phasing. We won't talk about that just yet, because right now we got a Junkrat in top lane who might be getting caught. Gusha Mine's there on the ground. Falstead's right there, Anubrak as well. The Total Mayhem and the Dirty Trickster. Amy actually barrel rolls into a little bit of that damage, but it doesn't matter. The allies are around. Stukov's right there. And looks like Hogger sets up for a camp in the bottom lane. Camp on the left side was being pinged, but I don't think that they're going for it. This is going to be top lane. Port front gate taken down. 20 talents here, ever so slightly faster on Mango Supremacy. 194 baseline stacks from Zebo. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for the Vile Infection level 20. There it is for the auto completion, since as I mentioned they're over the 175 mark. We got the World Breaker for our Thrall, by the way. Wind Tunnel Falstead. We got the top off and Super Strain combo of 1620 for our Stukov. And a Anubrak is Rewind, no surprise on that. But World Breaker, by the way, lower the cooldown of Sundering by 40 seconds. So that means it's now down to 30 per second. 30 seconds is actually additive for once, or subtractative. Meanwhile, while we're looking at talents here, this is going to be your Hogger taken down in bottom lane. But World Breaker lower the cooldown of Sundering by 40 seconds after Sundering impacts. It leaves behind an impassable rift, blocking units' movements for 3 seconds. So it's a you're creating terrain, but you also get that massive cooldown reduction. That's the other thing, too. EDC goes in, the mosh pit interrupted, the wind tunnel up against the wall, and Nubrak comes in with the burrow charges. There a rewind for more CC. The Ravenous Spirit slapping up Velvet, who does tap the well, but I think the damage is enough from Nazebo. And that'll be a triple kill. Make it a quadra kill into Dr. Evil as Rock Your World power slides to safety, saving their KDA for the Nexomania event. But this is going to be map number 3, shut down by the side of Mango Supremacy. CTC actually goes back in, but this looks like we might be seeing our first one of the day. And our first one of our casting season of 2025. Will it happen? It doesn't look like there's going to be a Finland this game. GG, well played. Mango Supremacy shut down the reverse sweep, and they take the series 2-1. What's up, big boy? How you doing, bud?